Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece episode 849. And if you guys are wondering as to why I'm in a different T-shirt, it's not intentional. It's just a coincidence. It's just one of those things where it usually happens after I do my Attack on Titan review. But after that review, it gets extremely hot here. So, and and wearing a black shirt in the heat, it doesn't mix. So yeah, I just needed this. I usually just need to switch out of a new shirt. So I want to make it the One Piece one, since that would be the review I do after Attack on Titan, right? But anyway, yeah, I'm here to give you guys my One Piece episode review. And so the episode starts off really strong with a clash of fists between Luffy and Katakuri, showing that not only do they have similar abilities, but in that brief moment where Katakuri was basically charging up and reinforcing his arm in order to overpower Luffy, I think that was basically us. That was basically us being shown that, yeah, Katakuri is not only knows how to use his powers better than Luffy, but he's more than likely, like, I'm 99.9% sure of this, but he's 99.9% sure he's leagues stronger than Luffy. Like, he's leagues stronger than Luffy as well. And yeah, if the scenes we got in this episode are just a taste, then then Katakuri is like a true monster that is even more of a monster than Big Mom, if or at least on that level. And like it's one of those things where I think with this reveal of Katakuri's like strength and whatnot, I think that this is basically the point where we're seeing that, yeah, that pretty much Katakuri is gonna be the final boss that Luffy ends up beating. And it's one of those things where it is standard One Piece fare at this point. In order for Luffy to defeat at least one final boss after after each arc. And let's face facts, it wasn't gonna be Big Mom. Like, Big Mom is just too much for Luffy. So now it's gonna be Luffy versus I guess the second best fighter on Whole Cake Island, which is Katakuri. And yeah, like it's one of those things that even if it's standard, it still works, because yeah, we basically all know that Luffy was not going to be able to defeat Big Mom. It wasn't gonna happen whatsoever. So and besides, I'm pretty sure defeating Big Mom is gonna be left in basically Sanji's court, with the whole thing of him making the cake. So it makes sense in that regard too. Now I'm just gonna say this right here and right now for pretty much all the viewers watching this video. For the longest time, there was this confusion about what type of devil fruit pretty much Katakuri possessed, and I was confused for the longest time too. But officially, from what I've heard, the power he possesses is in fact it's the same as Luffy's, in which it is a paramecia type. So with us knowing this information, pretty much just from knowing that, I think we can basically, I think that's just something else we can pretty much add to the whole similarities between Luffy and Katakuri. Like the similarities. One thing I've noticed about this Katakuri is that the similarities between him and Luffy are just kind of piling up. And with this whole thing of how strong Katakuri is so far, one thing I am hoping is going to happen from this point on is that I'm hoping that is with Katakuri. I'm really hoping that we definitely know from what we've seen that Katakuri is not going to go down easily. That's basically a fact. So I think this is opening a door in order for Luffy, in order to actually get stronger because with Luffy, with someone as strong as Katakuri, it needs to happen that you need to push your limits beyond, and you need to become like like at least you need to push your limits and go beyond what you normally do. And with Luffy, he really needs to push beyond his limits and get stronger in order to defeat Katakuri. I can see that happening now, and it should be exactly what Luffy is going to learn out of this. It would be interesting to see it would be interesting to see if Luffy is going to learn, and let's just say what Luffy learns in this fight with Katakuri. It's basically it's let's just say he basically takes a he starts taking a he learns the base starts taking a page out of Katakuri's book with this one. That's all I'm gonna say about it though. Now, let's address the big thing that happened in this episode: Pedro sacrificing his life to help the Straw Hats escape. And the scene itself was beautifully handled, but the one thing I appreciated slightly more here compared to the manga is that we did get small little extra moments of him thinking about his life and of Roger, which is basically all just kind of adding up to, which is basically all kind of culminating and adding up to pretty much the whole final climax of the scene. Well, and it did good at showing that Pedro's that everything Pedro had done up to this point, all of Pedro's actions still perfectly encompassed his main role in the story. He lived by his creed right up until the end, and he created he lived by his creed of the Nox Pirates. He created a new dawn where the Straw Hats have a hope of surviving. In this situation, pretty much Pedro was their pillar of support, and it was all thanks to Roger's words and meeting the Straw Hats to begin with that he understood that what it pretty much that what pretty much all what pretty much that he finally understood what pretty much all of them meant, like all of Roger's words. But it was he understood, like basically from him all he'd done for the Straw Hats up to this point, he understood what it meant, but he didn't entirely. I don't think even then he had a full grasp of it, but it was only up to the point that that he decided to sacrifice himself that everything was confirmed to him. So and he ended up even entrusting the rest to Carrot. So yeah, we can definitely say that with Pedro, he was basically the ultimate support for pretty much the Straw Hats, and that ended up keeping them alive in this case. Like if Pedro hadn't done that, I don't think the Straw Hats would have even had this chance. And yeah, he just pretty much created a new dawn for the Straw Hats to survive. And again, it's one of those things where the Straw Hats are the main characters, so we know that they're going to survive. But just the emotion that was captured in Pedro's sacrifice was just amazing. And I want to talk about the art and animation in the back half of the episode, because art and animation wise, for the most part of the episode, looked pretty standard fare for One Piece. But in the final moments of the episode leading up to Pedro's death, I swear it looked like something that who is it again? It was now Tochi Shida's work. Like it looked like a work out of Tochi Shida's playbook or something like that. Like just in how detailed the characters were. Yeah, just look like something that now Tochi Shida would do. And like yeah, just all the detail in the back half of this episode was just like, oh wow, that's actually some pretty nice art and animation there. And it's, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been even though I'm an anime reviewer, I'll be honest, I'm one of the few people who unless it really stands out, I'm not the best at noticing the difference between good and bad art animation. But in this case, it really stood out to me. Like, oh crap, where did that come? Yeah, I think it was one of those things where I think now Toshi Shida might have been key editor or key animator for that one scene, but I can't say for certain if that's true or not. Also, in terms of pacing, this episode is a bit more of a weirder monster to tackle, because while there were slower moments, overall the pacing felt natural and very few scenes felt out of place. I mean, there were some added scenes of Luffy fighting Katakuri, I think, but those just kind of further prove just how much of a monster he is. But no, this time around, I really didn't have that many problems with the pacing. Surprisingly, everything just kind of it just kind of it went by so fast that I was like, oh, it's over. Like, yeah, it was a weird. It was a weird. Pacing was a weird monster in this episode for sure. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of an Eye, signing off.